again playing Jpde. I'm just gonna get straight on into this. Hang on. Let's see if this is working. Twitch. Yep, looks like it's working. Jpde. Crap. Load. I have no idea what time it is right now. I have to get to class. Events still to be added. Hang on. Let me just exit out full screen. That is not supposed to happen. What was I working on last time? No. B, right? What was I going to work on now? Events still to be added. Your grim knowledge increased by 5. So, how did it feel? You sure you wouldn't be rather asking? You sure you wouldn't be rather asking if I'm feeling alright? Oh, please. You had a 1.21 gigawatt smile plasma. Star Wars. I'm kidding. I know it's not Star Wars. It's Back to the Future. Gigawatt smile plastered on your face ever since you came back. So, how did it feel? Liberating. I've only ever used so much power once before against the Guardian, and I wasn't in the best of states then. And on top of that, this time I was using it to do something I myself decided on. And so it was really an experience. I see. The presence of personal purpose behind actions. I know what you mean. But to be honest, I was referring to getting carried around school Brado style, and a big hug you got afterwards. It felt flashback. It felt amazing. Unflashback. And not just because it was a warm hug. He actually touched me himself. I don't know. I don't think he could stand being in my immediate vicinity not too long ago, and now, well, sounds like you're back to the starting point then. What's the next step? World domination. Boy Yeti is a killer, straight up for green enemy. Genre, you should eat before it melts. What's wrong? Don't like this mix of syrup? No, it's delicious. It's just... Amber's fine, Pip squeak. Oh, better than before, remember? I won't believe it until I see it with my own eyes. I get that. Still, we overcame that hurdle, so worrying as much as before is useless. Just waste shaved ice. Why didn't she come see us immediately? Seems like that poor shaved ice won't have the honor of being eaten. Titania to the rescue. Hey, give it back. We weren't eating it, so Tropical fruits. I was about to. Gimme! Why don't you just go get another one? I don't want another one. I want that one because it's mine. Give it back. Not cool, dude. Nope. Mortal Kombat. Nothing right now. Thanks, Headmaster. Alright, so I can still do that pretty well. Where do I want to go? Let's see, what can I read today? Oh, shoot. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I was working on Cinder. Where the heck is Cinder's route guide? Oh, wow. Dormitory. Should I call someone? I don't want to be a bother. Why am I at classroom at this time of the day? What do I want to do? Welcome, how can I help you? Thanks, come again. Nothing right now, thanks though. Allie, not much going on here right now. Let's go have a little chat with Madonna. Hello, Malray, has been no tale of debauchery? Oh yeah, I'm going to Beacon Dormitory. So, I have to tell them about what happened with Cinder. Alright, I won't deny that considering the situation you found yourself into, you acted the best you could. But, way to put a target on your head. Are you nuts? Meta, I share Evelyn's concerns. You put yourself in harm's way by threatening her like that, so you've made yourself a priority for Cinder. This may sound incredibly childish, but she started it. She made. 1 second, everyone. Alright, this may sound incredibly childish, but she started it. She made herself a priority for me. For us. Yeah, still, you have to watch your back from now on. I, I guess. Okay, to be completely honest with all of you, that's not all that happened. You're missing the ending. Ending? What ending? So as I was making my case and I had restrained her, oh, grabbed one of her wrists, pinned it above her head, got in her face, that that kind of stuff. Oh my. And while I was doing that, she suddenly bit my lower lip. She what? Swear to God, she bit on my lower lip and pulled it back. Then she socked me in the face and hightailed it out there. What the hell? This. Why? Maybe Meta's plan actually worked? Fat chance, she most definitely has not fallen for me. Of course, but if your last private conversation is anything to go by, she at very least considers you good enough to. Oh, okay. Evelyn! What? It's true. Uh, um, yeah, but point is, considering what was going on at the moment, shouldn't she be more prone to killing me than anything else right now? Yeah, but this is confusing. Alright, maybe, just maybe, not become a target to her. Your actions made yourself something else in her eyes, but what exactly? Well, maybe cinders into rough. Oh, why are you saying that with a blush? I'm just throwing out my hypothesis. As unlikely as they are, the problem is that we know next to nothing about Cinder as a person, and if her reaction can't be explained by what we know of her plans and role, it must be something pertaining to her as a person. So we'll most likely never know. Great. Oh, whatever. Bottom line doesn't change. Bottom line doesn't change, aka watch your back meta. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm stuttering to make it go along with it. That ends. Sometimes I can't read well. I'm just bad at talking at times, Gage. M- Ma'am, you've been in a good mood lately. Ha- have I? Yes, I believe so. Did something happen? Yes, something happened. And something rare showed up in front of me. Wait, why was that me speaking? Something I actually want. Ma'am? Now, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of things I want to do, to accomplish. But the last time there has ever been something I wanted to have, to possess, I was just a little girl. I see. So you're going to get it? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I don't know if I should. What do you mean? Is there an impediment? The impediment is that I need to keep my focus on the mission. A distraction like this is something I cannot allow. Even though this is such a rare occurrence, we've got to make sacrifices sometimes, Emerald. You of all people should know this. I do. But ma'am, that's only because I was alone. I can get you. Hmm? I won't deny that in life there are many. That in life there are times when choices must be made, but the entire reason when you look for me and Mercury's father was because there are things even you by yourself couldn't accomplish. Your point being, I don't mean to insult you or diminish you, ma'am, but oh my. God dang it, Gage. That's what you sent me? Okay, let's see what we're working with. Hey, I didn't mean to insult you or diminish you, ma'am, but I just want you to know that you can rely on me. I'm here for you. I love you. To be your eyes and ears at any moment. You know, Emerald, I think I'll take you up on that offer. I won't disappoint you, ma'am. I'm sure. Now, let's go back. There's a dress in desperate need of airing. Ooh, they're leaving it open at night now, huh? Cool. Part of the royal castle. Wouldn't make sense to have some secret passages in the place in case you need to hide, but I bet that before they even put the elevator in, the vault was inaccessible except from here. I wonder if this place has any other secrets our husband doesn't know about. How exactly does Amber know about when he doesn't? Only explanation I can think of is, could rate your brow no longer, my friend. Wait, hang on. For I have come to lay your doubts to rest. Amber, oh my god. Oh, right. Intangible. Oh, it's like, oh my god. As in happy because he saw her. Um, quite. I I wasn't prepared for hugs. Really? Considering the circumstances, you should have expected it. I understand they must have been worried. How long has it been since we last spoke? Weeks. And I can only reason that why we even discovered what happened to you was because of Ozpin. Could you please elaborate? From my recent conversation, it seems like the headmaster was doing his utmost to keep my presence a secret. I I see. Makes sense for how Ozpin operates. Jack's face when she told us was, I'm just thankful that we are so lucky. Also very brave. You risked much to help me, despite everything already on your plate. For that, you have my eternal gratitude. Nonsense. Like we would ever leave you behind after everything we've gone through. Also, genre have would have probably tried to kill us again. I see, but I'm thankful for having such good friends. And speaking of which, now that my memories have returned, there's a lot I need to tell you of. Does it tie into your relationship with the Royals of Vale? Did Secret Passage give it away? I only recently learned that beacon was built where the royal palace once stood, and that most of it is now gone, except for two things, I bet. This ballroom and a vault. And if Osmond didn't know the secret passage, despite being the headmaster, I'm prone to believe that it wasn't knowledge revealed by the royal family when they left. Precisely so. Granted, most of the secret passages were brought to light when the castle was brought down, but this one was never discovered because of its nature. Only a maiden can operate it. To others, it appears as a normal stone wall. A fa- Why would there be such a specific contraption in the Valesian royal castle? Because since the creation of the kingdom, the Fall Maiden has always been the Queen of Vale. Is that why your speech is so different now that you're of one mind, Your Highness? Silly, the Queen was my mother. Oh, I'm sorry. It happened years ago, Meta. But your con condolences are condolences are most welcome. I I see. Still, wouldn't that make you my father's still alive? And even then, there's nothing for us to rule over any longer. He and Mother were the last ones to ever be crowned. Relaxed act as regent was abdicated in favor of the current state, which still calls itself a kingdom out of respect. I was born in exile, so to speak, but we kept our traditions going even so. A tradition like passing down magic powers from mother to daughter. Quite. The maidens have existed for thousands of years, Meta. Do you really think this was the first time one of them was attacked, or that someone tried to steal their powers? How would that make sense? No, I get that. I was more wondering, how do you pass them down so securely to the point of building a lineage around it? Man powers are indeed gifted to the original maidens by a wizard, as in the fable. Embellishments to the side, there's there's something that wasn't added to it. The power automatically passed from the last person the previous maiden was thinking of before she died. Oh, oh, um, this, this, this shouldn't have happened. You see, I'm inclined not to believe the board, because if there were no ghosts, then it wouldn't have moved. Oh, I see. Or better, I can see. I can see that could lead to attempts on their lives. Originally, the existence of the maidens was public knowledge. Not all who sought them out were souls in search of a miracle or sick relative. The tipping point came when different clans in the Valesian region went to war over possession of the Fall Maiden, who was, at the time, just a child. The clan that won the Maiden War, after 10 brutal years of carnage, established the kingdom, and their leader took the Fall Maiden as his queen. To prevent any further fighting, they made it so that the maiden's powers passed down from mother to daughter, but that means your mother. Yes, I've seen the light leave my mother's eyes, and I was the one soul in the room with her when she passed. That's a terrible thing to do for a child. I agree, but it was necessary. My mother left us in her prime, and if there's no one or someone unsuitable in a maiden's thoughts, the God only God only knows who on Remnant the powers are going to be passed to. Unsuitable. So there are more rules? Males cannot become maiden. Also, the older woman is less likely she can inherit. She can successfully inherit, which is why it eventually became more likely for people to try and control or gain the graces of maiden until the knowledge was eventually relegated to the realm of fables, exception made for the enemy. Cinder's master, or better yet, mistress. Yes. What do you know about her? I know that she is the person genre is based on, which makes her tied to the boss. Also, that Ozpin has some kind of personal relationship with her. E excuse me? A big reason why we managed to get into the vault is that genre lured Ozpin out of Beacon into Vale. Just took one look at genre and he became incredibly interested in her. In meeting her. No, 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 no. Boy. In meeting her. And considering genre looks like this enemy, I can't help but think that there's a personal connection there. I find that hard to believe. How so? Whenever I heard someone speak about the enemy, two things always stuck out to me. First, her actual name was always spoken in hushed tones.
Salem.
Salem. And second, well, the organization tries to keep the maiden safe has existed before the founding of Vale in one form or the other. The only constant has ever been Salem. They have been fighting her and her subordinates over the eons. So she's that long-lived. There's definitely a possibility that the boss and her have met then. Osman is a normal human. I've seen him grow older, so I don't see what kind of personal connection he could have to the enemy. As far as I know, she hasn't revealed herself to anyone in thousands of years. She prefers fighting battles by proxy. There's another mystery for the pile. Oh, whatever. We can wrap our heads around all this stuff later alongside everyone else. Right now, I'm just happy to see you again and knowing that you're getting better. Thank you, Meta. I love you. I'm very happy to see you again, too. You know, when I was... Never mind. That's a conversation for a different time. I say, what about we organize another war council with everyone else? That would be ideal, yes. We can catch you up on what's happened while you were away, and we can talk about what comes next. And I can divulge further information without having to repeat myself. So, I guess good night? Yeah, good night, Amber. It's great to have you back. I know, I can feel it. Quite a big ego you have. Do, 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 do. Ooh, shoo up, shoo up. Morning, partner. Ready for another day? You know it, especially ready for breakfast. Slap on the knee. Day 156. Events still to be added. Your historical knowledge increased by 5. James said James said he will have enough to cover this, the school by the weekend. I see. What are we going to tell the students? They are sure to ask questions. Of course we're going to tell them the truth. We're experimenting with a new surveillance system in collaboration with Atlas Academy, a system that will be seen operation in Vale City as well for the duration of the Vital Festival as and the period leading up to it. I see. And what about Amber? I haven't decided yet. You haven't decided? But she's healed. She no longer needs a machine. She could just as easily spend her convalescence in a bed now. First of all, the vault is still the safest place for her to recuperate, recumber. Second, what is it they want to do to us? What is it they want us to do? You mean the enemy? There's no sense to healing Amber considering that if she died, the Fall Maiden's power would automatically be transferred to her assailant. Unless what they want us to do is make unless what they want to do is make us bring her out. But they were alone with her for at least a few minutes. They could have easily killed Amber. This can't be about her powers. No, so we have to consider that there might be something else they're aiming for, including that maybe healing her isn't the only thing they've done to Amber. Oh wait, or was that Ozpin? Bozpin. Make believe the memory will fall behind the clouds. Written on the pages is answer to our never-ending story. Ah, story. Ah. I love you, Dusty Poo, or whatever his name is. Story. Hopefully there's at least pancake batter for this week. How did we end up going through so much stuff? Anyway, we're not Team Juniper. May it be something to do with the burnt smell I, I felt sticking around the kitchen last weekend. Someone had tried and failed to make some. That is not just offensive. That this is not just offensive any longer, Meta. It's downright suicidal. She made them. Cinder. After how we powered last time, not paying attention to your surroundings. I didn't even make it hard for you to notice me this time. Look at what I'm wearing. Yeah, I'd rather not. Liar. Also, a murder on campus would put your plans on hold indefinitely, wouldn't you say? I guess it would, but that's not what I'm here for anyways. Killing you wouldn't only make a mess out of my plans. It wouldn't even be as easy as you'd think. Excuse me? You've been training as a hunter, Meta, which means aura, a shield which is always on and automatically protects you and heals you. To kill you without a fight, I'd have to shoot you at your head with a high quality dust round shot from a high powered sniper rifle, or dismember you and make sure that you bleed out. Very romantic. What the hell's wrong with you? What do you want? Now, that's the right question. I just thought that I'd put it out in the open. Both me and you. You and me. Yes, Meta. It wouldn't be that easy to kill you. It wouldn't be that easy to follow up on your little threat either. You'd think I'd hesitate? Oh, absolutely not. I know you meant every single word you said to me, and I know you wouldn't hesitate a second if I crossed that line. But still, while you had a great sell, I admit that there's the tiny little problem of how your secret weapon works. How it works? Is your aura pool indefinite by any chance, Meta? Yeah, you only you only needed that hint, huh? That's right. Even if you said it's technically true, considering how much aura is generated by consider how much aura is generated by a collapsing aura structure. Where are you going to put all of that? Hmm? You're just going to come at me without any aura of your own, unprotected? You're going to spend aura as soon as you can get it? Can you even do that while siphoning it? Can you do it faster than killing me or any of your friends? You. Wait, which one is. No, wait. N.
Self-voicing disabled.
H. That's what it is. You. Come on, do it. I figured. Yeah, going at each other wouldn't do anything but make trouble for the both of us. But we both know that's going to come sooner or later. I've made a mistake by getting involved with your team. I thought you easily I thought you easily manipulable fools. So what stops me from making you regret it as I regret it and throwing the baby with the bathwater? Throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Yeah, nothing really. But you could provide me with something. What? That's enough for today. So pull your jaw back up and not a word to anyone, and wait for my message. We'll talk more on a later date. I wonder what's causing those goosebumps. I I just made her even more dangerous, didn't I? Fuck. By putting her in a no-win situation, she has nothing to gain. Good morning, Meta. You had an uninterrupted and restful night of sleep. You know, most people would find being stared at during their sleep creepy. But you're not most people. Can't deny that, can I? Wednesday, day 157. Often. Amphitheater. Whoa, 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 no. Amphitheater. This isn't a beach, this is a bathtub. Events still to be added. Your combat experience increased by 5. You... You want me to attend? Yes, everyone else is in agreement. More or less. Your contribution has been absolutely invaluable, Seal. So we thought it would be only fair to have you meet the person you helped save. But I've only helped you because you blackmailed me. Sort of. D- don't you think that maybe I could get the information laid out to me, and if you had wanted that, you would have already. Also, exposing us would expose your collaboration as well, so I'm positive you won't do it. Still, why are you treating me like I'm part of your stupid team all of a sudden? I don't understand. Our team isn't stupid. Seal, is there something you want to do? Huh? Well, my prime directive, that's not why I asked, silly. I have a prime directive too, and saving the world is a great objective my father gave me. I can't wait till I'm able to accomplish it, but it's not something I've come up with myself. Something I want to do just because I do, not because of my prime directive. Don't you have something like that? I I want to make my father proud, but that's normal, no? Not really, no. What? You mean you don't? Nope. But he's your father. Why wouldn't you want to make him proud? Because he already is. Seal. There's a difference between what you think will make your father proud and what will actually make him proud. When's the last time you heard from him? When I left for Vale. You should call him. I'm sure he'll be surprised. I'm sure you'll be surprised. Oh, so you should come to the meeting, and you should hang out with us more often. I'm sure Papa wouldn't mind being without an escort for a few hours at a time. All right, I'll think about it, but still don't feel comfortable coming to the meeting tomorrow. It's all right, I understand. But if you change your mind, you know where to find us. I'll shop for a new car, which was Penny. Penny. Y- yes. What is it? What is it you want to do? I want to make lots of friends and live a long, happy life with them by my side. Aww. Um. Alright, that's done. Is there anything else I can work on? Can I get a motherfucking best trigger? All those days I could have saved not doing Jack, Evelyn, or Penny's. But that's fine. Yeah. I'm pretty much good with everything. Let's see. Man, coffee and nut. Jeez. Now it just looks like all I have to do is really do my weird little repetition thing. Let's go have a chat with Madonna. Madonna, way before Nirvana, there was you too. Music still on MTV. What's there to do here at night? Time to get some training. Hoorah!
Yeah.
No. Battle. Speed and mind. Hey man, I've regained some training. I like to become faster on my feet. Not exactly my specialty. Doesn't mean I can't help you though. I can't help you though. Your sped increased by 1. I feel like my bike can sustain a stronger cover of aura now. Your aura level increased by 1. Thanks, son. My pleasure. More strong people means more fun. It's gone late. I should head back to the dorm. Good morning, man. Yeah, we already had this conversation last night. Thursday. Your does knowledge increased by 5. That's all for today, students. Good lunch. Huh? What is Professor Peach looking at? Oh, Professor Goodwitch. She's looking straight at Professor Peach. Wonder what they need to talk about. She's probably gonna tell us if something's important. I need to make a phone call anyway. My partner, what brings you to my region? First of all, a petition to never be called that in public ever again. Secondly, I thought that I should finish my train of thought from last Sunday before we were interrupted. I've been meaning to ask, yes. So, how do I keep my students in school? As I was saying, it's simple but difficult. No single mission on the final exam can earn students enough credits to make up for half a year of credits, but there's no rule that stops teams from accepting more than one mission. Miss Goodwitch, as a supervising hunter for the final exam, I believe I am required to familiarize myself with the mission catalog. Doing that for her adorable little students. Thanks for the meta offer, but I don't think we should be there. We are still your enemies. It's better that we come to know nothing that may be used against you. We can't can't predict whether Weezer will ever decide to suddenly become interested again. Yeah, I figured. Still, we didn't make the offer nonetheless, as proof of trust and gratitude. It was our pleasure, big brother. I didn't really do much. Still, girls, thank you. Thank you so much, and we will help the two of you, too. It's only a matter of time, I promise. Wasn't me. It feels nice being able to count on someone again. What? What about me? What about you? What? You want to go, you ungrateful that word? Your face. Not funny, Bella. Not cool, dude. It was a bit funny. Come on. With the strain you put yourself through to help Amber, we're still not sure if I know, but it's not like I can just worry about it forever and live in fear of it. Listen, lighten up. Now, shall we go eat or not? I guess she's right, isn't she? Renegade, renegade, where am I going? Hey, Meta, Ray getting some training? Hey, son. Hey, Shadow. Long time no see, buddy. How you been? Do you have any tears I got exercise, man? You have no idea how much my teacher ranting on my strength when he trained me. Your, you know, your intellect increased by 1. Thanks, son. My pleasure. More strong people means more fun. What does that smell? Hey, tough talk. Tough talk for a fellow with a smile. It's gone late. I should go back to the room. You went to see Meta, but you didn't come to see me? I'm sorry, I didn't think it was that important. Oh, wrong thing to say. Stupid meanie. I had it right the first time. I hate you. It's like I care anything, Bakutako. Genre, wait, I need to continue. You can keep your stupid secrets. Blah. I don't understand what just happened. Are you an only child, Amber? Well, yes. Suffice to say, all of her power and bravery, Genre is still very much a child. Let me go talk to her. Wait, Mom, I can go. Nonsense. First of all, this is an official team meeting, and as a team member, it's important for you to be in it. Also, we don't want Genre to start having favorites, do we? A new favorite, you mean? Fine. Good. And pay attention, cause I will be interrogating you about the meeting afterwards. Okay, teammate, you better take notes. I have a feeling it's about to get much more complicated. Well, considering we just started by discovering that the Royal House of Vale was half created to protect the Fall Maiden, I'd say. Which begs the question to start with. Why aren't you with your family, Amber? That necessitates a bit of background. My memorization faculties are at maximum output. Don't worry, Titania. I will help you study. Thanks, I guess. The enemy, Salem. There have been many people fighting here over the maidens. Much easier than the foundation of Vale. But the kingdom provided those individuals with great opportunity. I bet the king who married a maiden was to prevent war over it was sensitive to their plight. Yes, the kingdom of Vale provided them with funding, but more importantly, helped them form into an actual organization. It had many forms and names over the years, none official or public. I simply call it Sanctuary. Sanctuary? That rings a bell. I bet it does. You see, I call it Sanctuary because there's also a name of, because it's there. That's also the name of a place. The place where my family exiled themselves to after being abdicated. The place where maidens are sheltered and trained. But it's also a base of operations for Ozpin's orphans. You probably heard the name mentioned by some of the senior ones you've encountered. Oh, wait, does that mean that the orphans were originally created as a guard for the maidens? Yes, but not only that. Think about it. 4 great academies, 4 headmasters, 4 different groups of orphans, 1 for each maiden. You're telling me that the 400 academies were born out of Sanctuary? The founders were all members, yes. When I said that Sanctuary had different forms over the eons, it's because even after forming into an organization, it's hard to adapt to changing times. Remnant doesn't know about the enemy or the war over the maidens. Its life continues in spite of such things. But when the time of kingdoms was over, one of the academies, the one of the eon, the time of academies began. The four great academies of Remnant, what the Kingdom of Vale has been until the Great War, centers of organization, influence, and manpower for Sanctuary, which is ruled by the four headmasters. My boy, well, I say that, but in reality, James Ironwood and Leonardo Lionheart have almost have always been deferred to Osmond, but only the headmasters, only the headmistress of Baco has ever acted as his equal. General Ironwood doesn't really sound deferring though. If I had to take a guess, I bet that he started doubting Ozpin after what happened to you, Amber. It is possible, yes. You failed to convince me to stay, and you failed to keep me in Sanctuary. So you left on your own will, Amber? Why? Because I didn't want to live out the rest of my days trapped inside of a single location without ever seeing the outside world. I wanted to actually live my life. I had completed my training. I thought I could handle the real world on my own. Now that mans were no longer targets that lived in it, I was mistaken. Still, I have never been taught that there's a way to directly steal a man's powers. That completely blindsided me. And it blindsided Ozpin too, I bet. Guess Salem found out a way to break the status quo. Oh, that almost have to compliment her. Millennia fighting through Poxy, trading maidens back and forth without ever reaching a resolution. It drives me mad just thinking about it. What's up with that anyways? If this Salem person is like the source of all this, then why don't they just off her? Because she can't die. From what I was told, it's been tried time and time again without any success. Always without success. If she's really that long-lived, she's probably not your average smuck. So she's immortal and extremely powerful. Fantastic. Still, that explains how you came to be in Beacon and why Cinder attacked you. There's still a big question though. What question, Meta? Why are the maidens so important? I don't think I don't think a being like Salem or the boss have much use for, more powers, especially since that you're proof that maidens are not invincible. Quite. So if it's not the inherent power that drives this war, what is it? Hmm. I fear that bit of knowledge escapes me. Jesus, that scared me. Talk about anticlimactic. You you seriously have no idea. I was never told no, but I have a theory. Again. That's I hope that that's not copyright. That's something at least. What is it? I was born and lived in Sanctuary with my family. I was taught about the histories of my family, and particularly about their lives of the queens of queen maidens. There's only been one queen that I haven't been talked about. Her life was a more cliff note than a lesson. My grandmother, Zeladine Valesian I, the second to last queen. That's a weird omission. I agree. She died before I was born, but she was my grandfather's queen. He led the kingdom through the Great War, and their transformation into a modern country. It never made sense to me. Ahaha. Unless. Unless the mission is not because of what she did as queen, but what she did as maiden.
Self-voicing enabled. Titania, unless the omission is not Self-voicing disabled.
Yes, you've heard about the tales of the final battle of the Great War, Bodrium.
Self-voicing enabled. Vodrunum. Self-voicing
Bodrunum,
disabled.
the battleground which May wants to take us to. You mean about how King Troilus won the battle single-handedly? Let's hypothesize that they're not tales, that my grandfather actually did end the war with a single swing of his sword. That kind of feat is beyond any human and any maiden. I think that may even be beyond the enemy, but what if? What if somehow a maiden is able to bestow that kind of power onto others? Yes, I'm ready. Well, I'm not sleeping tonight. Alright, I think I need a timeout. This is making my head spin. We're pretty much done. And again, that's just a theory. Again! A pretty sound one. Please, never, ever bestow anything like that onto anyone, Amber. Even if I knew how, I don't think I ever would. Never say never. Never say ever. You know what kind. You never know what you're capable of until you do so. Until you do it, I say. Oh, like when you. That's. Yeah, something like that. I remember that, yes. Phew. Thanks, Penny. We really needed that break. They're done. Genre. What do you mean? Who's done? Hang on. One of my pyro-obsidian creatures just came to me as a fly. They're done in peak. You mean, yes, they fixed everything they could. Electricity is running and the tunnels are currently venting. The old mines are accessible now. Partner, have you managed to speak with your guests yet? No, but I will. This is it then. The road is clear, the entrance prepared. All that's left for us is to go through it. What? Are we going for the vents now? Oh no, wait, it's probably gonna happen on Sunday. Unless if it's not happening on Sunday and it's happening now. Morning, partner. Morning, partner. That wasn't meant to impersonate any accent. Morning. It's always sad packing and leaving. These walls have seen so many memories being created. But alas, Alright, I'm back. But alas, every beginning is another beginning's end. It's time to say goodbye. Now it's time to say goodbye to the things we love. And move on. Has everyone packed all of their belongings? What little of them we have. Oh, I'm sure we'll find more along the way. After all, we have a celebration to prepare. Celebration? What exactly are we celebrating? No, that's a surprise. But why do you know about it? He doesn't. He just likes to play second banana to Weezer now. All will be revealed in due time. No worries, suffice to say. The boss is going to have guests for the first time in decades, and we need to prepare them for what's coming. Hey, Meta! Toughness. Wait. Thanks, son. Pleasure. What's there to do for me here tonight? Time to gain more training. Alright, I'm just gonna overwrite this one. Thanks, son. Alright, once again, lucid dreaming. Hopefully I don't end up talking to myself this time. Come on, man, I seriously need to hear you. I need to speak to you here. Are we born to fight and die? And I'm here again, hopefully this time. Hey, Meta, I'm gonna stop. Took you long enough. Tell me something I don't know. Excuse me? Tell me something I don't know. So I can be sure you're not just a figment of my imagination, subconscious or whatever. Tell me something I don't know. Power obsidian is what's left of the boss's original body. Excuse me? You didn't know that, did you? Of course I didn't, but... You mean... Yeah. How do you think he was able to run his aura through it and manipulate it as he wishes, to the point of being able to create life? With some leftover bodies, but all of it? All of it all over Remnant. Come on, do you remember what he told you when you spoke? That Remnant was leaving its crib, compared to his age. Yes, I remember. He implied that he existed before the planet existed. But all the pirates in the world, just how big was his original body? Yes, very big. Big enough to be a weakness. A weakness? I know you don't. And anyway, that's not why you're here. We have a little time, and you want to know if you should go down there. Yes. Don't you want answers? I do. I do want answers, but not at the risk of losing them. And what if it's hopeless? I I can't I can live without answers. And I realize I can die without answers, but I can't live without them. I see. Alright, bottom line, if you're immune to his debilitating aura, you have nothing to fear from the boss as he is right now. I knew it. All these years, what happened to Peak, Bella, Fila? He needed Weezer to do things for him that he couldn't. Yes, the boss is trapped. Always has been. He can extricate extricate influence on Pyro-Obsidian. Yes, but that's it. But he is not a danger to you right now. That's the fact he's slaying you come to. That's for the fact that why he's letting you come to him. Weezer and the others are going to be down there for sure. They'll probably have a trap waiting for us. Not only do they have a trap, they have a reason for you to go down there. They all have. And for the life of me, I can't fathom what that would be. Transition! Oh, never mind. We're almost out of time. Meadow, one last thing. While I can't think of a reason, I can think of a desire. I can think of a desire for the boss. A desire? What kind of desire? Come on, it's easy. What could be unable to die, unable to move, unable to feel anything but himself, and do nothing but entertain some surprised guests, desire more than anything? Comfort? Freedom. No, that too. Do, do, do. Wow! Looks like I'm going to. Nice day to go for. Oh, wait, no. Do, do, do. What should I do about Cinder? She's right when she says that sooner or later things will come to a breaking point, but it can't be. Hang on, I have to check something. Yep, I was right. But it can't be now. Not before I finish dealing. I don't know how powerful she really is, nor Mercury or Emerald. She's still half of Amber's powers. And on top of that, she's skilled or hang on. Not before we finish dealing with the boss. On top of that, she's a skilled aura user, and there was that semblance that she used to shoot a hole through Titania's chest. She created something out of glass, crystal. Anyway, we don't even know what her semblance does exactly. She's an incognita.
Self-voicing enabled. She's an incognita.
Yes, I
Self-voicing
got it.
disabled.
A dangerous one that I need to keep sleeping for as long as possible. No matter what. Meet me in the gym's pool tonight after the lights are out. Come alone. You've decided to make it look like a drowning? Thought about it, but they probably find some scratches on my fingernails as you trash about. So, what do you want? For now, I want you to sit with me, then we'll see. Sit? Really? Yes, really. Is that so hard to believe? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what you expect. I don't know what to expect from you after all. At all. I know next to nothing about you because you want it that way. So, when I can't reason around your schemes, you're a complete mystery. Not a fan of mystery, Meta? Not a fan of being in the dark, especially when it concerns someone like you. Fair enough. Then I got the perfect pastime for us. First of all, Cinder is not my real name. It's a real name. It's a nickname. What? Made to mock my hair color. Given to me by that cow of my stepmother in a family of blondes. I stood out like a sore thumb, and even made evident to anyone too functioning with brain cells that she had remarried. My two younger stepsisters grew up learning to use it as well, especially after my father died. They were brought up with the imperative that they could treat me as garbage and get away with it. In that indifference of our idiotic, close-knit community. What? What is this? What are you doing? Left all the housework and chores to me too. Big mistake. Starting this summer, bit by bit, day by day, I dug a nice bit hole. Why are you telling me this? Until I was big enough to fit all three of them in fall. Mother, mother, help, Lily and Rose fell down a hole. Whoops, I didn't mean to make you trip too. Oh, don't make that face. I didn't kill them. I just took what was mine and ran. Ran where? That's the face of someone who's decided to try and find something useful in my story. Ran anywhere with anyone for a bit. I wanted to live a life, so to speak. But eventually, it became boring. So I thought, hey, maybe I could try being a hunter. Found one who retired, convinced him to teach me. He helped me unlock my semblance. Then I put a shard of glass in his left eye socket when he got handsy. And that, right there, after an initial shock, infuriated me. The thought that people still thought they could take advantage of me, even right now, there's someone who thinks she's taking advantage of me, so I decided I would let them think so, and use that to my advantage. Salem? I don't know. Intense look, and yet you're silent. I'm starting to understand you a little more, but I don't get what it is that you want. Oh, I want a great many things. I want to attain what I want to obtain out of all this. That's way too far in the future for you to worry about. What I want from you, well, that's more easily answerable. You see, you're in a very rare position right now, Meta. Not only are you, shall we say, scrumptious? Ugh, what am I, a snack? You're also headstrong, brave, smart enough to face me up front, threaten me, but also know when to relent. You got under my skin and past my defenses in a way that no one ever had done before. In short, you're someone I'll have to kill one day, and that makes you perfect. Perfect for what? What? My wrist. What is it? Get the perfect toy. Ugh, the perfect buffer. Oh, I got plans, Meta. So many plans, but to bring them to fruition, I have to restrain myself from so much. Yes, like that. I knew you could take it, and you can give it. Get off of me, you crazy bitch. And then, you can die, can't you? Ah! Oh, I'm so sorry, I was playing a bit too rough, wasn't I? Allow me. Get off. CG. Uh, better now, yes? I'm sorry. I got a little too excited there. So, returning to my earlier statement, what I want, Meta, is for you to take everything I want to give. My secrets, my basest instincts, everything I want to let go of, I want to let out. You'll take them, and then when you're going to be too bothersome to keep around, you'll die. Kill you. Please, do try. That's what makes it fun for me. You've got to appease Cinderfall for now. Sunday, day 161. Let's see, so it's 183, so that's 22 days. Wait, Zoinks! That's 22 days, 2022. Um, yeah, I did make a save, so I can go back and fix if I failed anything. Right on time. Right on. It, initiate secure channel with Professor Helium. It's Helheim, I think, but please don't answer. Please don't answer. This was a bad idea. This was a bad idea. Seal? Is this really you? Father, I mean, Professor Helheim. Sir, good afternoon, and a good day to you. Well, I'll be. This is a surprise. You have never used a secure channel before, and wait, is something wrong? What? Any offset calibrations, glitches, or did that brute put his hands on you? That brute? You mean Professor Palladina? Ah, sensitive mission, my ass. You just couldn't resist laying your hands on my cute mocha daughter, couldn't you? I'm going to shove a dust warhub so up his skin. Father, please calm down. Nothing's wrong. Oh, cool. Oh, then why are you contacting me? Oh, she called him father. I'm sorry, father. It's just, there's nothing wrong. I just miss you. Father, are you crying? I'm sorry, but it's just, I can't believe that my cute little Cecile actually misses her daddy. Oh, you've grown up so much. I almost, excuse me, Root. Father, this isn't something worth crying over. Of course it is. Seal, you're doing something that's outside of your directive or rules. This proves that your human side is just as developed as the Penny unit. I'm so proud of you. Hang on.
Self-voicing enabled. PR Helheim, of course it is. Seal, you're doing something that's outside of your directive or rules. This proves that your human side is just as developed as the PENNY unit. I'm so proud of you. Quick menu. Seal, oh, believe me father. This isn't the first thing I do that's outside the rules. PR Helheim, gasp no, quick menu. Self-voicing disabled.
Yes, you have to tell me everything. Also, please describe that ginger reactions and details, including, if you please, his reaction to the new prototypes. New prototypes, father? Yeah, you know, the new. Oh, wait, damn. Sorry, sweetheart. You're right. It's still a bit early. According to for accounting for that, they should be delayed about now. Now. Can't wait until Ironwood tells him specs. Father, what have you sent here? So as long as we can counter his semblance, you don't have to worry about the boss. That's good. Oh god, I just realized we're still carrying around pieces of Titania's body. Oh wow, we are. Now that I really think about it, that's kind of.
Self-voicing enabled. Penny, now that I really think about it, that's kind of macabre, isn't it?
Macabre.
Self-voicing disabled.
Maybe a bit, but they're really just pieces of metal, aren't they? Also, it's not like we can really help. Oh wow, that's either very close or that's a very big engine. Wait a minute, that's an Atlas military dropship. A dropship? Isn't that used to transport soldiers? Why would it be flying? It's not just flying, it's actually landing in Beacon, and I see more heading to Vale. What the hell is happening here? Meh, my Draco is cooler. I think the problem here is less with the looks and more about the contents genre, which is why my chocolate contains a lot of lots and lots of electricity. Try and beat that. We should probably go see. Carefully. There's going to be a crowd for sure. The transports have arrived. James has gone to Vale to introduce them to the citizens. I should probably go to the school landing and do the same for the students, if you'd please. Also, coming back, please summon Miss Ivory. Of course. What should I tell her? That's time for her to give an answer. I'm sorry, Osmond? It's been weeks. If she isn't willing to do it, time is of the essence to find another candidate. That's not why. Osmond! Amber's healed. She's going to wake up now. He's going to kill Amber. I agree with you about the importance of secrecy, Osmond. But don't you think that it's unwise to not use everything at our disposal to protect the innocent from this madness? To protect the innocent. There there are things about me that would paint me as not nice and too many, yes, but I think you're mature enough to understand that sometimes to do the right thing, you have to be not so nice. Yes, I understand that. And we don't know from who or why. Remember who we're dealing with, Glinda. Alright, all that she's done, all that she's dared, how far she's gone, time and again. We're not the only ones changing and evolving. It takes her much longer, but it happens to her as well. Ozpin, you're not a previously undiscovered way of stealing Maiden's powers. An attack that um that ends midway thanks thanks to Crow. Now Amber is miraculously healed under our noses. Yeah, due to Team Jpde. Glinda, what if this was her plan from the very beginning? God, you're starting to sound like a character from Overlord. We meant to save Amber halfway through. We were meant to bring her to Beacon instead of Sanctuary. If only brought her to Beacon because she wouldn't have survived the trip back to Sanctuary. Then the timing and place of her attack became easily suspicious, don't they? Ozpin, the thought that Amber has now become worse than a liability. She could be a trap, a weapon now. The only reason why anyone would ever want to heal her is to wake her up, and that's not a risk I can take. Not in my school, not in Vale. Ozpin, you can't possibly be thinking the plan will continue as before. We'll find a recipient for Amber's remaining powers. If not Miss Ivory, then it shall be one of the students. It's tragic, but we can't take any chances. You're a good teacher, Miss Goodwitch. Would a good teacher lie and go behind the backs of her students? If she died with everything she had to come back to, most of those kids do not stand a chance of seeing old age. We don't ourselves. I will never agree with that, Crow, because you're a teacher before a huntress. Violet, can I ask you something? You know, you can ask me anything, Mick, except that, apparently, since it tends to fall on deaf ears. Hmm. Violet, what do you think makes a good teacher? Well, that's heavy. Where did this come from? Lately, I've been thinking, if I'm as effective as a teacher, if I'm as effective as a teacher as I could really be. Ever since I started doubting myself, my methods. Well, Glinda, I can only tell you what works for me. I doubt there's a recipe to the perfect teacher. I agree, still, please. Well, a teacher's role is to pass things on, isn't it? Most begin and end the things to pass on with accumulated knowledge, but there's more. Attitude, ethos, principles, even morals. Children learn and absorb all of these things from adults, merge them with the budding aspect of their personality to create the adult they will become. And Glinda, if you yourself don't like what you're passing on, what you represent, if you feel conflicted, you're going to pass on that conflict too, which is very different from teaching to doubt. No, it's good music. No, Glinda, there's a limit to what can be justified with the greater good, husband, and you just crossed it. As long as I stand, I won't let anyone lay a hand on Amber, and that includes you. Glinda, think about what you're saying. Oh, I've done a lot of thinking, husband, and I haven't been doing it with your brain. Are you serious, Glinda? Are you seriously, Glinda? We can't ignore the possibility, and I cannot ignore the fact that you're advocating for murdering Amber. Advocating. Watch what you're saying, Glinda. Or what? The truth is too much to handle for you? Having no one of what reminding you what your actions and decisions look like from the outside, the way you can bear with them? Everything I do is to protect Remnant. It is. And if that's enough reason for you to justify murdering a young girl in cold blood, fine. You have your moral horizon, husband, and I have mine. I will not allow this. I will fight you if necessary. And Crow, and James, and Leo, and any orphan. I'm the head mistress of Beacon, and I will not stand idly by as you discuss the murder of an innocent girl. So, this is it then. Yes, Ozpin. This is it. Mom, what exactly are we looking at here? One of the most recent accomplishments of the Atlas Military Tech Division is the Knife series. Combat machines developed to eventually replace law enforcement and hunters in the fight against the Grim. That said, those do not look like law enforcement units to me. I apologize for the surprise, good citizens of Vale. That's that's General Ironwood. Oh my god, he's so handsome. I'm sure you have no doubt already familiarized yourself with the Austinian Knights 200s who have been aiding the local law enforcement in the last months. The success of that initiative and the love you have shown to our admittedly out there agents have led us to this next step. I'm proud to introduce to you the nearest addition to the AK family, the Austinian Knights Mark 1, MH1. I'm sure you will get along swimmingly, just as you had their older brothers, even if it's kind of weird to call the bigger ones the younger brothers. True. General Merriment. Well, he knows how to sell sign. I'll give him that. That is funny. Younger they may be, though, they share in the same principles as their counterparts. Knight, declared prime directive. Sir, to
Self-voicing enabled. AKMH1, sir. To protect the citizens and uphold the peace, sir. Self-voicing
oh,
disabled.
such a cool voice. I can't believe it's coming out of a synthesizer. The Aeronautics Division has recorded thousands of different voices and tones, which the HK-1 can draw from to synthesize the best voice possible for the situation at hand. This is literally an infomercial, isn't it? What does he want them to buy into having them around? Those are war models. There's no doubt about it. And considering the timing of it, the project has also been the project also and also the sponsorship of my good friend. The project also the sponsorship of my good friend, Headmaster Ozpin, who will be testing the AKMH1 as security in Beacon Academy for a period of time. Dang, they really do be replacing us though. Professor Goodwitch. What does this mean? It's a measure of preparation for the upcoming Vital Festival. We expect a bigger influx of spectators this year than in any other ones, and General Ironwood has offered to use the Alston Knights as security for the event. This looks so cool. It's certainly better than make you aware of their presence earlier than later, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, that makes sense. Well, that's how it is in Atlas as well. You get used to it pretty quickly, no worries. That is true, but I don't have any knowledge of these models. The timing of this change is very suspicious. They also helped me in first Coifew. Anyone found outside their dormitory after lights out will be escorted there and signaled to me. Now, please, disperse, students. The androids have already been programmed with and will begin once the Atlas technicians will have them clear for duty. Miss Ivory, word if you would please. Um, yes, Miss Goodwitch? This complicates things. Input language. Input? Um, I don't know what that means. Um, yeah, it does not feel good. Atlas Machines and Beacon. This doesn't fit Ozpin at all, does it? No. Something's happened to make him consider other options. He's listening to his allies now. Wait, you mean he wasn't earlier? What do we do? Emerald, you're going to have to substitute me. Yes, of course, ma'am. But before even that, I'll have to seek the counsel of that detestable man. Miss Ivory? I'm sorry, Headmaster, I was just thinking. Sadly, Evelyn's new, or shall we say, her real semblance doesn't have anything to do with predicting the future. And without that support, it's not a risk I feel like taking. It's understandable. Thank you for considering it. Think nothing of it, and I will of course keep the secret. But if I may, what are you going to do now? I'll find another candidate, of course, but you need, but you don't need to worry about this any longer. You can go, Miss Ivory. Good day, Headmaster. To protect the innocent. No, no, this is all wrong. Amber is better. She's healed. Why is he still going through with this? Because he doesn't know who or why. That that's hardly reason enough. It very clearly is, Meta. Osmond doesn't really trust anyone, remember? He hardly trusts himself, and that and I believe and with the kind of threat he's fighting, shit. Shit. We need to get Amber out of there. Can we just tell the headmaster what transpired? Wouldn't change the fact that he has no reason whatsoever to trust Bella, and if he wouldn't have been okay with her laying her hands on Amber, he certainly wouldn't be now. Not to mention that this would just land us in hot water. Not just that this wouldn't just land us in hot water, but Titania, Professor Peach, Seal. No, Meta is right. We need to get Amber out of the vault. We have an easy way in now, thanks to Amber herself, but that's not enough. Not only do we need to get her out of there, we need to get her away from Beacon and someplace else. Osmond didn't have a substitute candidate available yet, did he? That gives us some time. You're right. We shouldn't lose heart just yet. Although I'm sure that any attempt will have us go through the HKM1 units. Yeah, I want to ask you, you seriously have no information about these androids? Nary, nary a trace in my database. I can assume that as to some of their specs through my scans, but first of all, they were created by my father, Professor Helheim. Seal? What are you doing here? First, to make sure you won't be doing anything stupid like turning yourself into Osmond. Of course not. That'd be illogical. Second, I'm here to warn you about these new AK prototypes. My father. Wait, you spoke of your father? Yes. What about it? My father, of course. I'm going to talk to. Talk to him. Of course. What what was behind the exchange? Anyway, as you could probably surmise from their appearances, these aren't law enforcement units. They're protector class prototypes, designed to patrol and guard in high-risk areas. Oh, that's worrying. What? Why is it worrying? Protector class droids designated for designed for harnessing, well as vern vernacular goes. They're designed to protect settlements and structures in the middle of grim country. Jeez. Each of those things could take on an alpha Beowulf on its own, couldn't it? Those are the projected parameters, yes, but there's more. These units, the MH1S, according to my father, his greatest accomplishment is in their sensory abilities. He claims that they're able to detect any form of magic over great distances. I didn't just mean Grim. If Ironwood had such things at his disposal, why didn't Osmond use them before considering? At first, he didn't. This batch of prototypes was completed 1 week ago. But but how? I don't understand. What kind of experimental process? And second, such a mobilization of forces, no matter how they sell it, is bound to make at least some people nervous, make them wonder what's happening. And Osmond's entire operation thrives on secrecy. The general public probably won't think very highly of murdering someone in cold blood in sake of safety. Excuse me? You weren't here for the first part. We need a plan. We need a getaway vehicle, and we need somewhere to hide Amber for good. And all of this before he finds someone willing to take on Amber's power. Did you see that color there? Ow. That's kinda smart. Sitting in a chair. I'm so sorry, John. It's Pyrrha, if you could see by the color. What for? I'm the one who asked you to go easy on me. I was expecting at least a few licks. Still, I'm sorry. I know you are, but honestly, Pyrrha, you worry too much. You're the most loyal and dependable person I know, but sometimes I feel like you'd be willing to take the world on your shoulders if someone asks the right way. That's an exaggeration, if I ever heard one. Maybe. But every now and then I feel like I'm taking advantage of your kindness. You're not. The thing is, I hope no one ever tries. You think I'd ever let anyone do it? Not exactly, I just. This is silly. Let's just go back. Morning, partner. Ready for another day? I'm especially ready for breakfast. Your knowledge increased by 5. Robbie rose. So it's time. Yes, we're going down there this Sunday. We'll be there. What will you need us to do? Well, Kangera has out. The fire sign starts going really wrong. Really. We thought of a way of transportation, but that's much fast. That's much faster than an elevator ride, but it's going to be a last resort. You and your team, you're going to need to guard it and use it if anything goes awry. You're going to be our lifeline. Gee, way to put pressure on me. I figured this way you wouldn't feel too bad about not being on the front lines. That you had to plan for something like this only makes me more worried. Honestly, there's a good chance that we're being overly cautious. Hope for the best. Plan for the worst. Then I'm going to hope that I will be just worrying and standing around uselessly. At what time should we meet up? 8 a.m. Nice and easy. Huh? That's later than you usually meet, isn't it? Yes, but considering what awaits, it's better for everyone involved to be 100% fully restored. Waking up at the crack of dawn will just be detrimental. Is that a syringe and pill on her head? That's cool. Glinda. What? Professor Peach, what is it? Care to join me outside? We need to talk. Sure. Violet, what is it? Please tell me you're not agreeing with Osmond on Amber. I ain't. And even if I was, I most certainly wouldn't agree with murdering her. I knew it. Then why did you even ask? We've not exactly been present in each other's lives the last few years, have we? No, no, we haven't. The Glinda I know, the Glinda I was on a team with, would never allow for something like that, but people can change over time. Still, I wanted to trust you. I figured, otherwise letting me know that you know about Amber's situation would be a pretty risky move, which leads me to believe your relationship with Amber doesn't end with a simple encounter in Peak, does it? No, and I'm sorry I haven't been truthful with you, Glinda, but understand, Violet. We're students, right? Yes. As well as the others who aren't exactly students, but alright, I'm gonna end this episode here. I'm the metagamer, you're the watchers. I don't know, I'm still working on an outro. So, yeah, bye.